National Football League, more famously known as the NFL, is an American football association that holds football matches between its 32 players. NFL matches and tournaments are followed and celebrated throughout the entire world. The NFL has now become more of a global event, even though it was meant for the American audience only. The NFL players have also received a global fan following and are now considered celebrities. Considering NFL players as pro athletes and celebrities, it will not be wrong to imagine that their lifestyle is nothing but lavish. However, it's not the utter truth. Most NFL players' stardom and luxury lifestyle only remain evident as long as they play on the field. Once they retire, or get banned, or disabled, or even leave the game, that also impacts their lifestyle. As a result of sheer negligence, unfortunately, bankruptcy is pretty common among NFL players. Sometimes the ignorance of associations leaves retired NFL players broke, while the other times, it is the poor financial decision-making and personal injuries that leave the players penniless. It is also utterly true that handling the immense amount of fame and wealth at such a young age leads them to make the wrong decisions in life. This article will find some of the most astonishing NFL players considered as some of the biggest names in NFL history. And then suddenly, they all lost their millions and went utterly broke. Coming up first, we have Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp, the defensive lineman who played for two notable NFL teams, namely Tampa Bay and Oakland Raiders, is one of the most prominent names in football history. He successfully served the NFL for 13 years and made certain records during his period. In those 13 years, Sapp managed to bag about $82 million and then retired in 2008. Everyone thought that Sapp would live a healthy life with a handsome net worth. But just after 5 years of his retirement in 2012, he filed for bankruptcy and mentioned that he could not pay off his $6.7 million debt even though he was appointed as a professional analyst over the NFL Network, from where he used to receive a monthly paycheck of $155,811. But later, he even lost that job when he ran into legal problems in 2015 and was consequently terminated. Warren's ex-wife still claims he's in debt and owes him a pretty hefty $3 million. Up next, we have Andre Rison. Andre Rison is another famous name in NFL history, and he got mysteriously broke within 2 decades. Andre, during his course, had played for 7 teams and even won a Super Bowl, while he played for the Green Bay Packers. Andre was also highly acknowledged that he was even regarded as the All-Pro once and participated in 5 Pro Bowls. Overall, Andre's football career was excessively successful, and he made more than $19 million during his time. But unfortunately, due to a lack of financial management skills and poor life choices, he had to declare bankruptcy in 2007. His desire to maintain an ultra-luxury lifestyle without even measuring his financial statistics was the ultimate reason for his financial downfall. He used to spend money on cars and nightclubs foolishly. In his documentary, he said that he spent over $1 million alone in jewelry and used to go to bars and clubs with thousands of dollars in his pockets. Eventually, he wasn't even left with enough money for his child support. Up next, we have Vince Young. It is said that besides having talent, one should know how to handle and manage it. And in this case for Vince Young, the statement holds. Vince Young made headlines in 2006 for his extremely well performance in the Rose Bowl. He was later that year offered a handsome contract for $25 million by the Tennessee Titans. Everybody was hoping that the boy would make NFL history, but instead, Young shockingly played for only 6 seasons and then moved to the Philadelphia Eagles. Buffalo signed Young in 2012, which he mysteriously called the deal off. Green Bay even selected him later, but then dropped him when the management realized he lacked management skills. Despite having such a hefty and short-lived career, he still had a net worth of approximately $40 million. However, the NFL star reportedly filed for bankruptcy in 2014, but later took his case back and managed to make settlements with the other party. Yet, Young is still thriving and broke, and lives a below-average life in the U.S. His wasteful expenditures and financial predators around him left him penniless. He used to buy expensive gifts such as cars and real estate for his friends and family. Moreover, his inexperienced uncle used to handle his immense financial status. His similar expenses like $6,000 dinner bills and buying every seat in the plane just for himself were the ultimate reason for his financial downfall. And finally, in the last spot, we have O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson is undoubtedly one of the most prominent names in NFL history. It was not only his remarkable football skills that made him so famous, but he was also one of the biggest sports stars in America. But that fame and wealth were unfortunately short-lived. In 1994, he got into legal trouble when he was charged for the murder of his friend Rob Goldman and his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson. Though he was acquitted for the charges the same year, the civil court made him liable to pay $33.5 million to the victims' families. And this is where OJ's financial downfall started. Furthermore, in 2013, he was convicted for kidnapping and stealing memorabilia that he claimed was his and got stolen from his residency in Florida. Till this day, OJ is in jail and still in debt and even has unpaid taxes. Having wealth is not enough. One should know how to manage it. Financial management, personal issues, and wasteful expenditures destroyed the lives of these NFL players and left them utterly broke.